So, who are you? Why are you making these videos? What are they about? What's the purpose of this channel? That's what I'm hoping to answer. About 5 months ago, I started oil painting again. I'd painted in the past, but it was really purely a hobby. I would go to the local store, buy big canvases, whatever materials I could find, and just kind of wing it. And I do think there's probably some value in that. You're purely doing what you like, it's your own personal style. But when I started again 5 months ago, I wanted to approach it a little differently. Frankly, I was kind of tired of being average at different things. I've done music, I've written some poetry, stuff like that. And it's okay, but it's always very average. And so my approach was, how can I get above average, maybe even good at something if I really focus, if I really have a strategic approach. So did a lot of research, read a couple books, just got perspectives from wherever I could find them. And one thing that I noticed is that a lot of the people that I watched were extremely good. And so when I would see their work or I would see them painting, there was just a huge gap between where they were at and where I was at. So that gave me the idea that it might be kind of fun to chronicle this journey from somebody who's maybe a little closer to the being average or slightly below average, hopefully improving. And as we all know, art is extremely subjective. Everybody has their own approach, their own techniques, their own opinions on different things. So that's all this is. It's just my opinion. I don't feel like I'm qualified to give advice, especially since I just got done saying that I'm still fairly new to it. But I do want to talk about what worked, what didn't, why. Maybe that will be helpful for some people out there, or maybe for anybody who watches this, there's something that worked better for you. So I would be very open to hearing perspective from others. I don't think I have all the answers. I recognize that it's a journey, but ultimately I do want to try to get better, and I want to get beyond average. So I will, in future videos, share some of the early pieces I did, even though they'll be extremely embarrassing. I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but I feel like there's something that psychologically happens where as I'm finishing up a painting, I trick myself into thinking that it's okay. And maybe that's just so I can be done with it. And then, I'm a little bit proud for a day or two, and then I look at it and think it's just awful. So that's been my experience for pretty much everything I've done. I'll like it for a day or two, and then be almost embarrassed by it. But I will try to be transparent. I will share some of those pieces. I will talk about how I pivoted from doing canvases, because that's what I did in the past, to doing a lot of canvas boards, small little studies. At this point, I think I've done about 24 larger canvases, 16 by 20, 18 by 24. So not huge, but a little bit bigger. And then I've done about 76 by 8 or 8 by 10 canvas boards. So I'll have a lot of things to step through, and I'll talk about what I was trying to accomplish, what inspired it, what worked, what didn't. And then I'll also talk about the decisions I made when it came to different canvases, cotton versus linen, different brushes, different mediums, the easel that I got, why I got it. So that's the introduction, that's the goal. Again, I might get derailed, I might lose momentum, but for now, in this moment, my hope is that this is the beginning of documenting the journey. There will be more to come, and who who knows, maybe in half a year or a year, 2 years, I will be above average at painting. Maybe. Thanks for watching.